this is a little boy. He has a little itty-bitty dot right there. I don't know what kind of name we can give him off of his markings. Cute little face. Cute little face. Really a dark liver. Yeah. Really a dark liver. Nothing on this side. Roan, I don't think so. I think he's going to stay liver and white. Let me give him a little bit here before I put him back down. And I do this because I don't want them to be head shy. I want to be able to check their teeth. I want to be able to check their ears. And by cupping this, I'm pretty soon going to give a left head position for that, then a straight, and then a right. So I'm going to teach them their direction, or at least their head direction. And I love training with pleasure. Oh, that feels good. Right now, the major use is the shoulders and the neck. And that's where I like to focus. And right behind the shoulder, look at, now if I'm getting the right place, they're going to yawn. And if I'm doing it right, in a couple minutes, I'll get them to start moaning. I'm going to work down their legs because I'm going to use a Dremel on them when they get a little bit older. Now this one, in the wrinkles, it's gray, so I don't know. He's got a little bit of, he's got a little bit of gray on his paws, but he's still got that pink on the toe, so I think he's going to be liver white. So he's kind of got a weird B shape here. We can imagine that, and we'll just, he's a boy. I'm going to put him down here next to Mom. That one, the last one, doesn't have a name. This is Ollie. My granddaughter Pippa named her. No, this isn't Ollie because she doesn't have a spot on her tail. So this is a little girl. The only liver she has is on her face, or on her head. Oops, I'm probably not getting it low enough. And she's really got a lot of gray on her legs here. Good possibility of roan, but I'm still seeing pink on the undercoat. Nope, there's some gray in it too. Maybe a little roan. I could be wrong. She's got cute little head markings. So I'm going to do, when their head is cupped over here, I'm going to do their left shoulder, or their right shoulder, and really get in there. Now a puppy, when they start stressing out, they'll start biting on their front feet. And so when they get stressed out, I'm going to revert to the last thing that I did with them. And we want to end it on a really, really good note. But I don't want them to have any problems with me touching them any place. If I need to get burrs out of their feet, I want them to stack and let a vet examine them without being all over the place. And so that's one of the reasons why I imprint. That, and nobody should have to go through what I went through with Coffee, because I did not know what I was getting into. She's stressed a little bit here, so I'm going to equalize that. I have pretty small wrists, so it's nothing for her to straddle that. She's starting to stress. She's got an open mouth. She doesn't like that, so I'm going to put her back down. Get her all nice and cozy. her a little bit extra pleasure. And then as she settles down, I'm going to put her back down with Mom. And I'll stop there. That was a little bit much for her first time. This is a boy. He's got a lot of spots on him. When he first was born, I saw these 3 dots, and I called him Trip. You know, he's either going to be heavily ticked or he's going to be roan, because his feet, but then he still has pink feet, so, man, I just don't know. He's the first one I worked with last night, and so he knows what's happening here, and he's already calmed down to me doing whatever I want to do. He knows I'm not going to hurt him. I'm not something to be feared. And as I stated on Facebook, I have this theory that in a canine pack, the highest reward is to be able to be groomed by the eldest or the oldest elder. That is a privilege and a half. And so by me giving this much pleasure and teaching them that if they behave well, they're going to get pleasure from me. And so I'm kind of putting myself on the ladder here. I'm at the top of the ladder by giving them some loving and pleasure and grooming them and all that kind of stuff. And I'll tell you right now, pleasure is an incredible, incredible training tool. And as we do all this stuff, I'm going to start putting verbal cues to every activity that we have. Maybe I can get up here a little bit more so you can see. I hope that's better. So this one's Trip. Like I said, triple dot has got me, but I didn't see his tail yet. So, but when he first popped out, he's got triple dots. But see how they arch into it? He's okay. And they start leaning into you because it feels so good. And I just work them in the areas that I know I have the most stress in. And I'm going to even work between their toes. I'm going to work their mouth a little bit. And work their ears because that feels good too. Here we go with the moaning. That isn't growling, that isn't being upset, that's moaning. And stretching. The world's best job. So I'm going to start, in a couple days, I'm going to start putting them on their back. Because I want them exposing their belly. Kappa, go lay down. Exposing their belly is predatorial, but this guy is already pretty much allowing me to do it. Now see, he's starting to stress a little bit. He's not chewing on his feet yet. And so I'm going to give him pleasure while he's upside down, kind of put him more back in a comfortable position for him. But that's going to feel really good. Those legs are really working to get up to those faucets. So that's Trip. He's a little boy. And he looks like he got into some goo. This is a little male. My granddaughter named him Ollie, and he's my walkabout pup. He walks all over the whelping box and then gets back to Mom without any problem. He's got some gray on him. This is his first time. They're going to wiggle a little bit, and then they're going to go, oh, you're not going to eat me? And they kind of get into it. tilting his head. He's going, that feels so darn good. I'm going to come down here on those shoulders that I know that just have been working really hard. Maybe a little kneading of his neck down into the shoulder blades. You can't really get more than a finger in there right now. But notice he's letting me turn his head so I can get a little bit deeper in there. And then I'm going to go on this side, and he's going to learn the right command. We're going to go straight. For straight, I always kind of pet their head a little bit. And then they're also going to learn to put they'll follow my hand down, so they'll learn to put their head down. And they'll be able to do that by next week. When I keep working that side. This is a really good session for first time. Although I might have done you last night. Who did I do last night? I don't remember. So, little boy doesn't have names. I think my granddaughter Liliana should name this one. There's a lot of ticking going on already. I can't tell if he's a roan or not. This one doesn't have a name. Little girl. She will have a beautiful dark liver head. I haven't worked with her before, so she's going to be a little bit uneasy. Definitely. See the difference between the pink feet and the last ones I showed you? So I'm going to just put her in my lap. I'm not a threat. I'm going to start giving her both sides and work up her shoulders a little bit. And then I don't want him to be head shy, so I go ahead and do this. Now that she's settling in, I'm going to kind of, hey! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're missing one. How'd you get back there? Come on. Okay, where did you go? There you are. I wasn't done with you there yet. You sure do have a big belly. So where were we? And as I do the front legs, she's got to mellow out a little bit here. I'm going to come down and I'm going to work their feet. Oh, she thinks everybody's eating again. Mama's not going to give it up just yet. Use a little cutie. Little boy. Again, he's got these little dots coming up. Who knows? Did I do you? I don't think so. This is a single patch on another little boy, so maybe I was off. He's got a little bit of gray on his feet, too. It's hard to say. He's upset. This is his first time me working him. I'm going to let him squirm a little bit until he starts to realize how awesome this is. If he isn't ready for me to do this, then I'll go ahead and put him back down. Okay, there we got submission. There we got it. Good boy. Good. Oh, that feels good. That feels really good. This is why I like the smaller litters, because it gives me the opportunity to work with each of them on a daily basis. I'm going to go ahead and get underneath that armpit. That sucker hurts. Been working. He hasn't totally relaxed yet. He's not going to let me move him around too much. He's still trying to figure out who I am and what this is all about. So I have a feeling he's going to crawl off. We'll see. Also another potential roan. You know, their feet are really, it used to be if they were ronin, their legs would start turning gray. But when they were born, their feet were gray, or had a gray tinge to it. So we'll see what happens here. Yeah, this one's still stressing a little bit. I gotta find the sweet spot. Come here, bud. Let's find the sweet spot. Maybe an ear. You're not totally comfortable with this yet, but you will be. You're what, only 4 days old? So I did that one. This was another one. Did I do both of these guys? Yeah. Because this one had 3 dots too. I don't know if I did this one. You're okay. You're okay. Sometimes I'll cradle them in my arms. More gray. More gray feet. This is a boy. How many boys do we have? We got boy, 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 girl, girl, boy, boy. So we have 5 boys and 2 girls. Wow. How was I off on that? You want them back, or you want a break from them all? Yeah. I really like this one. She's full of character. I am such a lucky person to be puppy loving. Yes. And puppy breath. I am blessed. Look at you. Perfect. You have no idea what your life's going to be like, but it's going to be wonderful. Yes. I really like your markings. You got your mama's nose. Yes, you do. Easy. Good. 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 I got you, Bubba. I got you. Okay, I see you. mellow one. You're going to be easy to train, aren't I? Yeah. Huh? I think you're going to stay liver and white. Hey, you can't crawl under Mom through the back door here. And then there's Ollie. You're going to be a little go-getter, but a well-mannered go-getter, huh? We're going to have to teach you distance restrictions, because you're going to be a runner, I can tell. Would you look at that? What a good, trusting boy. Huh? What a good boy. Semi-gray feet. Yeah. Let's give you a special tonight. Let's give you a special. Let's work all those feet. We're good. When working pups, it's best to like have a glass of wine or something. And if your heart rate is fast, then they're going to take that as prey for them, or us being prey. But if you slow your heart down, take a deep breath before you get, deep sigh before you start working puppies, then you aren't a threat to them. That feels so good. She's actually leaning on my palm, just relaxing, totally relaxing. Or I should say he. Let's get those mouths. You've been working that jaw. Man, that's tough work. Oh, you got a little tender spot right there. T-touch will go in a clockwise manner. Yeah. There you go. That one just dropped big time. Let's see if she gets, or he gets stressed.